Hello. Today we will talk about effect size calculation and 2 by 2 tables. I'm Professor Khalid Khan from the University of Granada in Spain, and I have presented the material that you will see in today's video in my book on systematic reviews. So let's dive right in. To get to effect size, we've got to pass via 2 by 2 table in the case of binary outcomes. This is an element of the research question. From the various elements of the research question, we got to construct a flow chart of participants with numbers. And from this comes the 2 by 2 table. And from this, we can move on to calculate outcome rates per group and then relative risk. So, the research question components, let's hypothetically take a question like, will this treatment help a patient with infertility? Then the components include participants with infertility who will receive either intervention, which is possibly the new treatment of interest, and the control, which is the standard strategy for infertility. And the outcome will be a binary outcome, such as becoming pregnant or not. And we're going to use this framework published in evidence-based medicine journal called GATE frame. So let's move to the question components, and you can see uh, that using the GATE frame, we can represent participants with a triangle, exposures with a circle, and outcomes with a rectangle. And the participants move forward in time to be divided into intervention or control groups. Obviously, the study would need ethics approval, and the participants would have to give consent. Randomization may or may not be used. And then through follow up, we will know whether those in the intervention group became pregnant or not, and those in the control group became pregnant or not. So let's populate this flow diagram with hypothetically with some numbers. So 200 participants took part in the study, 100 in each group. And then imagine that 25 became pregnant in the intervention group and 10 in the control group. And this leaves us with 75 without pregnancy in the intervention group and 90 without pregnancy in the control group. Here we have it. This is the 2 by 2 table. And from here, we move on to effect size. First, we got to calculate outcome rates per group. Another word for rate is risk. The rate of pregnancies in the intervention group with the new treatment is 25 divided by 100. That's 25%. And in the control group, it is 10 divided by 100, and that's 10%. And to calculate the relative risk, we simply just divide the intervention rate with the control rate, and this gives us a value of 2.5. What does this mean? It means that around 2.5 times more pregnancies occurred under the new treatment compared to the standard strategy. And this indicates that patients may be better off subject to other forms of statistical testing on this calculated relative risk. Now let's move on to take a real world example from a recently published study. You can see the study is about intravenous iron in non-anemic iron deficiency in pregnancy. And the infographic gives an outline of how this study was planned. So if this is our simple question, then the participants are non-anemic mothers who have iron deficiency. One group will receive intervention, which is intravenous iron, and the control strategy or the standard antenatal care involves giving oral iron, and the outcome is avoidance of anemia at the time of delivery. This is because if a woman delivers anemic, she suffers other high risk complications, including, for example, the risk of maternal mortality. So the flow diagram, non-anemic iron deficient mothers give consent after the study has received ethics approval to be part of the intravenous group or the standard antenatal care oral iron group, and then they are followed up to see if they arrive close to the time of delivery healthy or they have anemia, and the control group if they arrive healthy or they have anemia. In a published study, normally the information to populate the gate frame with the three diagrams requires us to extract the information from the flow diagram published. And here we can see that the triangle will emerge from those who are randomly assigned, and the circle will emerge from those who have received uh, the intervention or the control, in this case, according to random assignment. The outcome data may or may not be in the flow diagram, but there'll be a table of result from where you can obtain the numbers, in this case with anemia, which allows us to calculate the numbers arriving at the time of delivery healthy without anemia. And this is the rectangle of our flow diagram. So simplifying that more detailed flow diagram earlier and incorporating the data from the outcome table, here we have the triangle, and here we have the circle, and here we have the outcomes. And populating the flow diagram, we have 600 participants randomized into these two groups. Obviously, the losses have been removed from this simplified flow diagram, both following randomization and both during follow-up, and data losses at the time of outcome measurement. So we are left with this 2x2 table. We have now the opportunity to calculate the rate of outcome, and we see that 175 women were non-anemic at the time of delivery amongst the 228 who received the intravenous iron. And in the control group, we had 61 among the 235 who were non-anemic at the time of delivery in the group that received the oral iron. So the two percentages in the intervention group going to be divided by the control group in order to get the relative risk. So we divide 77% by 26%, and this leaves us with a number close to 3, to be exact, 2.96. And this means that there are around 3 times more mothers after receiving intravenous iron who reach the time of delivery without anemia compared to if the group had received oral iron. So what is relative risk and how can we interpret it? It is a value ranging from 0 to infinity, where 1 means that there is no difference between the groups being compared. So values more than 1 represent a relative risk that favors intervention, and values less than 1 represent a result that favors control. So a value closer to 0 shows greater favor of control. So a value like 0.1 would be more in favor of control than a value 0.5. And on the other side, we see that a value 5 will indicate favoring the intervention, but values greater than 5 would be even more useful effect compared to those with less than 5, and 10 would be extremely useful effect. So with this, we bring this video to end and hope you have understood how the relative risk is calculated for a binary outcome and how it can be interpreted. Thank you.